Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Red Faction Armageddon for the PlayStation 3. This is the sequel to Red Faction Guerrilla. Both games are also available on the Xbox 360. This one was not received as well as Red Faction Guerrilla because Red Faction Guerrilla was like sandbox, like Grand Theft Auto, and this is more linear. It still seems fun. I haven't played much of it. It was only like $5 used, so I figured I'd pick it up. Seems cool so far. We'll start from scratch since I haven't played much of it. Play as normal, which is like the second from the easiest mode possible. We don't care about the story. I mean, you might care, but I've already seen it, and it's my channel, so there. Plus, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Darius, this is your situation.
So I guess you play as the same guy from the first Red Faction.
Yeah, Sam.
I need to assess your vitals.
Sam, this isn't the time to...
Look up.
Okay.
Are we done, Mother?
Get the impression this game thinks I've never played games before. Heaven forbid I actually have to go into the options
Assessing
mode.
combat reflex. Please focus on the target. Once more.
It's supposed to snap. It
Darius,
doesn't snap.
the
It's not like
nanoport
Call
is
of
not
Duty.
offline in the crash. I'm rebooting the system.
Is it
Okay.
Yes, but it will take
Let
some
me
time
play,
to
damn it.
restore
Shut up.
functionality.
Keep me posted, Sam.
Let me turn this down a smidgen.
I don't suppose you can radio Alpha to pick us up.
The proximity to the terraformers interfering with my
So this uses the Geomod engine, which is always fun when destroying things. I wish they had horrible physics with blowing up people, where you could just blow up somebody chunk by chunk. They started to do it with the Soldier of Fortune series, just with a simple ass Quake 2 engine, but by the third Soldier of Fortune game, it seems like they toned it down a bit, which I'll cover eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Or possibly tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know when you're watching this. It might already be up, depending on when you're watching this. I'm not psychic. So this is your pretty standard third-person shooter with the luxury of destruction
Door's blocked.
to the point of like the newer Battlefield games. Sometimes this stuff's more destructible than Battlefield. And that's kind of where I think the developers went with trying to make this game more linear and the areas more small, because they wanted more detail and destruction, and the PlayStation 3 is only so powerful, so if you want detailed things to blow up, I guess having an open-ended environment isn't the way to go, but it takes away from the freedom of going to some random place, putting C4 satchels, detailed or not, blowing it up. It's a lot more fun than a linear path, but this is by no means a bad game. It's just, it feels like a step backwards instead of a step forward in a lot of ways.
Hostiles on the bridge! I need an airstrike at 0803!
But sandbox can get kind of repetitive sometimes if the missions aren't interesting, which I think was one of Red Faction Guerrilla's issues. Well, this shit fell on me, fuck. I hope I'm going the right way. I wasn't paying attention to my map. Somebody's shooting at me, and I can't see them that well because I'm colorblind. Oh, this gun's super accurate. Yeah. See if that thing's destructible. It is. That's the one thing I like about the Red Faction series, at least the last two games, this one and the Gorilla version, there's not a lot that can't be destroyed. Even Battlefield 4 has its limits of what can be destroyed. But Battlefield 4 is a gorgeous game on PlayStation 4 and PC and Xbox One. I mean, it looks really good for the current gen systems, but the amount of destruction and detail, all that combined with the smooth frame rate and the high resolution, is pretty amazing. This is lower res, not as detailed, and more linear. It doesn't have that huge open environment, so it's a trade-off. And these environments are more detailed than the environments in the sandbox mode, but I mean...
Sergeant, it's Mason.
Unable to maintain.
You go back and play the original Red Faction, I'm sure this game would feel like a treat. I might still have my original copy of Red Faction. This Easter weekend, 2014 Easter weekend, depending on when you're watching this, there's a 99-cent sale on PlayStation Network, and I remember seeing Red Faction 2 on the PlayStation 2, and I think Red Faction 1 was there, but I'm not positive. That was such a good deal. They had like 30 different games. I like spent $5 worth and got like probably like $60 worth of software for $5. Probably more than that. I'd go as far as say maybe $80 worth. Some of the games I got were season packs, and they're usually about $20 a piece. Well, that's a helpful sign. We don't have the sweet mining uniform that we had in the first game with the little reflector stripes on it, which looked awesome when you were trying to be stealthy. You have reflector lights on. You know, the same thing that joggers wear at night so cars don't hit them. The shooting mechanics always kind of felt floaty in these games to me, but they're acceptable. I was kind of turned off a bit when I first found out like the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of Red Faction were going to be third-person games, because 1 and 2 were first-person shooters, but I think the third-person view works out fine. It's the destructibility that makes these games interesting. That's the novelty. Otherwise, it would just be like every other shooter, pretty much. But that destructibility just leads towards creativity, where you can do things like this. Most games you can't do that. Under the Call of Duty games, there'll be a damn cup of coffee. There'll be a coffee mug on the damn table. And you can shoot it with a freaking assault rifle and it won't freaking break. I can't stand that. Feels like everything's like stapled down and made out of like whatever the hell a Terminator endoskeleton's made out of. Collect all this junk. This game encourages you to destroy stuff because you collect little scrap pieces and then you can use it, I guess, as currency. At least that's how the first game was. I'm actually guessing, so I'm kind of talking out of my ass a little bit, which is really hard when you have to play the game facing backwards. Thank goodness for mirrors. So you had these little things that told you where to go in Red Faction, Gorilla, but these ones are a little bit more flamboyant. They have little floating things over them. They look like little droids or something.
Has been restored on the nanoforge.
Just in time.
The Red Faction Gorilla just had little arrows. So this one has this gimmick where you can repair stuff. Where he got this special ability from, I have no idea. But he has it. Maybe I should have paid more attention to the cutscene if it was there.
No movement detected in the cargo bay.
Always had this idea. I bet it could be done now. And I'm glad that the people that are making the Castlevania games, as long as they get a good team to replace them, are quitting so somebody else has it. I've always wanted to see a Castlevania game where like you could and the only reason why I'm bringing it up because that regeneration thing reminds me of this idea I had. I always wanted to play like a Castlevania game where you walked forward and the castle would rebuild itself brick by brick as you went forward. I thought that'd be so cool in the game.
Sam, I need a
Surprised they never did anything like that.
That's not a plan.
Now we gotta deal with aliens. I don't remember aliens being in the other Red Faction. I never finished it though.
Running out of cover here.
Use the nanoforge to repair the crates.
Oh, right.
Oh, I forgot how to run. You died. Game over wasn't enough of an indicator. They have to let me know that I died. Come on. I hate long loading times after you die. Because you just want to get right back into the game.
No movement detected in the cargo bay.
This had a pretty lengthy install too.
Use a breather.
Is there... I guess I better use my more powerful weapon. And we had that. Is there like a run button that I wasn't aware of? Oh, I was holding it. It just wasn't working. Let's hold to use. And then that terrifying thing comes that I don't care about.
Warning, enemy walking.
Yeah, shut up.
Sam, I need a plan of attack.
Run.
That's not a plan.
Didn't look like that affected you too much.
Running out of cover here.
Use the nanoforge to repair the crates.
I'm trying to get out from under you.
Right.
That's not cool. I couldn't move. My defense, this is the only second time that I've played this. I just got this game yesterday. I was reluctant to get it until it got super cheap.
No movement detected in the
Because I
cargo
wasn't
bay.
crazy about the demo, but I figured it'd be a fun game, but not a fun $60 game. You kind of have a good idea of when a game is worth $60 and when it isn't. Maybe that's why THQ went over, because of assholes like me who waited till the game was used and cheap. Oh well.
I need a plan of attack.
Run.
That's not a plan.
It didn't really take much life. Now that I see the life bar.
Running out of cover here.
Use the nanoforge to repair the crates.
Oh, right.
Okay. You got me, you win. That's not gonna do me much good if you're gonna walk through the bitch while I'm trying to repair it. Okay, I get it. Magic, probably magic is why he's still standing. Well, it looks like you're gone. Since you killed me so many times, I'm gonna try to see if that'll break, but it won't, so my frustration basically was wasted. Alright. Isn't there like a direction that you're supposed to tell me to? Oh, I just hold square and I randomly go to it. That's strange. Why didn't it just go to the cutscene?
Affirmative. What is the plan once we're inside?
Blow shit up.
Too late.
It's always to blow shit up in these games, don't you know?
Impact is online.
Alright, now that we learned impact, great. Well, that was Red Faction Armageddon. It seems alright. I don't see where... I can't imagine anywhere where this game would still cost $60. It's been out for a while, but if you can get it fairly cheap, it seems like a game that might be worth your time. If you like a game that has destructibility, just don't expect like mind-blowing like shooting mechanics or whatever, but it seems like a fun game to play through. I mean, for a few hours or whatever, or however long it is, I have no idea. But if you can get it cheap, it seems like it would be worth the money. I haven't spent enough time with it, but it seems like it's pretty cool. But yeah, like I wouldn't spend $60 on it. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't think so. But if you liked Red Faction Guerrilla, just think of a more linear version of that if you played that game. But yeah, it's fun. It's just not a $60 game, I don't think. But everywhere I've seen it's been cheap. Well, I've probably repeated the same thing 5 times in a row. But if you enjoyed this video, could you please do me a favor? You don't have to, but it'd be super awesome to click the thumbs up button. And feel free to leave comments, negative, positive, or suggestions. Just please don't give me gameplay tips. I know I'm not that good. And I'd like to figure out things on my own. Like if I wanted to figure it out, I would look it up on the internet on my own or whatever. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't like getting tips. So if you could feel free to leave comments, negative or positive, but don't leave tips and don't let me know how much I suck. Although, I mean, you can, but I'm fully aware you're preaching to the choir when you do that. But anyway, if you like this video, there's plenty of other videos. I'm up to 400 and something now, and they're pretty random, and most of the games I play terribly at, so this is a good demonstration of what my other videos are like. Yeah, so feel free to hit the subscribe button or whatever, and for all of you guys who still watch my channel, thank you so much for all the support. And I'm sorry I'm rambling. I will talk to you on the next video. I'm really tired. I've only gotten like 3 hours of sleep. So take care. Bye.